Hello guys, Michaela here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to an apartment renovation. It's been a while since I've done an apartment and I wanted to take on a little bit of a bigger unit this time. So we are renovating the 121 Hakim house unit for a family of 5 Sims. I had a lot of fun with this apartment. Before I get any further, I did use the tool mod to add some windows. So there are some windows that were there already before I started with this apartment, but I added some more because I wanted more light in the apartment. And I also changed the door, but the door is still in the same place as it was, but it's just a little bit bigger. So if you decide to place this, it should work for you. You're gonna maybe have to delete some of the curtains for the windows, or maybe add some more clutter where the door is, because it's going to be too small, but it should work just fine. I just really wanted to add more light to the apartment, so that's why I created a bit of a, I don't know, my own layout for the apartment. So this, it's a, as I said, the unit, it comes in at 86,746 millions, but I feel like the price kind of is justifiable considering how many Sims you can fit inside. So I built this before the new Book Nook kit came out, so you are not going to see any items from that kit in here, which is a bit of a shame because I think it would have worked really nicely for this home. But yeah, I pre-record stuff a lot, so it's just what it is. It just is the way it is. I was inspired for the color scheme by this particular curtain from Dream Home Decorator. So that's kind of what inspired the entire color scheme of this home. I used this like warm wood color with like more with the flooring that is more like darker with like gray tones, and I really like the way that turned out. So this room is the kitchen and the dining room. I used here the items that we got growing together, which I absolutely adore. Initially I placed some bookcases here, but then I kind of thought that it would kind of interfere with the entrance into the kitchen, so I decided to just add some pictures to the wall, I think, and kind of tone down the colors a little bit. I really wanted to make the apartment a bit more colorful, but I did not want to go full in because I don't know, it's not the way I do stuff. I'm not very good at colors. Yeah. I also used this wallpaper from the Desert Lux kit as an accent color, or like an accent wallpaper in the entire apartment, and I love the way it again kind of fits in with the wallpaper, not the wallpaper, the curtain that I chose. So it's this like peachy color, that terracotta, and this like green minty color that I've been kind of obsessed with. Honestly, I feel like I'm kind of using the same color palettes over and over because I just finished a house in Salvadorada that has this color scheme, at least on the outside. It's again this like peachy terracotta color. I also use the mint quite a lot, so yeah, I just can't help it. That's like my color scheme. I just go from color scheme to color scheme, I feel like. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I also used these shelves from the Greenhouse Haven kit, which came out fairly like shortly before I did this renovation. So yeah, that's why I decided to use these shelves, and I also thought that fit nicely because I chose to have the cabinets white because of the countertops, which were white. So that's why the white trims on the shelves looked really nicely, and also because the base game shelf doesn't have this like warm wood swatch, which is extremely frustrating because I love using shelves and I love using this particular wood tone, but we don't have a usable shelf that has that swatch, I feel like, which is a shame. Anyway, we're just adding some clutter. I also used these kind of end tables from Spa Day as this sort of like an island situation in the kitchen, and I absolutely love that. it looks amazing on the thumbnail that I'm absolutely in love with, and I love the way it kind of breaks the kitchen down. I feel like it adds I feel like it adds depth to the kitchen, and I am so excited about that because it just looks really nicely. I also placed these kind of storage stuff from Dream Home Decorator with some like clutter pieces on it because it's a family apartment. There are kids. I imagine a very young family living in here because there is an infant bedroom, a toddler bedroom, and one for a kid. So I imagine it's a family with like really small kids. So yeah, that's what I was kind of doing with the bedrooms, and that's why I added lots of toys everywhere, really. Now we're moving on to the living room, which again I absolutely love. I don't think there is a room that I don't like in this apartment. I cannot decide if I like the living room better or if I like the kitchen better. Because the living room is also very, very cool and pretty. So yeah, I used this couch from the Desert Lux kit and I paired it with a couch from high school years. I tried to make it sectional here, but then I decided against it. I initially changed the couch to this one from high school years as well, but then I go back to the one that I had there before, but in a different swatch, I believe. So the kind of the floor plan is a bit wonky, especially in this kind of area of the house. But I really like the way it turned out, especially the living room. It's like very cozy and cute, and I like the layout, even though it's a bit unconventional, I'd say. And I don't know, I just love the happy colors and the vibe that this apartment gives off. It's really nice. I am kind of pre-recording this voiceover a little bit because I am back from the trip now, but from Tuesday to Friday, which is today when the build comes out, I've been on, or I will be on an excursion with the geography department, which is mandatory. It's like we have to go there to get credits for 2 subjects actually. So that's why I'm pre-recording the voiceover a little bit, because I just need to get it done, because I wouldn't have the time to record, because I don't know when we're going to come back on Friday, and because this is supposed to come out on Friday evening, I just wasn't sure if I would have time to record the voiceover when I get back. So I am pre-recording with the previous build. Here in this very awkward space behind the couch, I decided to place kind of like a family computer station. So there is a computer, some clutter as well, because, you know, who doesn't love clutter? And you have to have clutter, otherwise the build just doesn't look lived in at all. So this is like a family computer station. I am pretty sure I also placed a laptop in the parents' bedroom. But this is like kind of like a family space where you can maybe play games, the kids can play games, or maybe like look for stuff that you need. It's like where, you know, if you can hang out here with the family and you have a computer here as well, which I thought was really nice. Now I'm just adding some clutter to the table, and I believe we're going to move on to the hallway after this. I have no idea, honestly. Again, it's been a while since I built this. Yes, the hallway. It's been a while since I built this, so I forget quite quickly what I worked on and what I haven't worked on. So here we are working on this hallway. I had plenty of space to work with, so I decided to create plenty of storage space for the family. I mean, it doesn't really matter for The Sims because it's completely useless, but I felt like it gave it kind of like a realistic touch. I also placed a little backpack, which this one came with Growing Together, and like a mirror, some plants, and I'm again keeping the color scheme, and I used the doors from Get Famous, I think these are. I love them, and I wanted the door to kind of fit with the color palette of the home. That's why I decided to change them with Toolmod. Adding some lighting, and we're going to move on to the bathrooms. There are, I believe, 3 bathrooms in here. So it's like 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. One of them is an ensuite for the parents. So this is kind of like the biggest bathroom, the only one I'm going to share on camera because, you know, the rest of them are pretty much the same or like identical. And I don't know what I wanted to say. Yeah, so this one is the biggest one. I put a shower as well as a tub here. Then we have one like small one for the kids with, I believe, the shower tub combo. And the last one is for the parents, which is like an ensuite, so it's not accessible from anywhere else other than their bedroom, which I thought was handy because, you know, you would probably want to have your own bathroom where you could have privacy and calm and peace. Yeah, I really had fun with the bathroom. I added like decorations, I added like depth and things like that, and I really liked the way it turned out. I made it like really colorful, and yeah. So now we're moving on to the parents' bedroom, which has a very weird shape, like very weird, and I really struggled with figuring out the floor plan. This is like my 4th try trying to figure out how to lay it out, but I think I really like the result. This is the table that I talked about. I placed this one from high school years, which fit the color scheme perfectly, with a dresser from Growing Together as well. And, you know, just tracing some clutter, some plans, some stuff that your Sims might actually have. And I also placed these like swatches from Dream Home Decorator, and I also placed some clutter on top of the dresser, again, to make it a bit more realistic. And here I'm going to place some of the bookcases, which is exactly where I could place the bookcases from the new kit. They would look perfect in there, even though we didn't get this warm wood color either, which again I'm a bit disappointed with because it's my favorite wood tone and I use it quite a lot. So I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get that, but I really like the light wood and the dark wood swatches as well. So I just, yeah, if I ever make a house with those kits or like with the bookcases, I'll just have to keep that in mind. So here we are working on the kids bedroom. I struggled a little bit with the color scheme because I was very indecisive about what I wanted the swatch to be. So yeah, that's why I changed it a couple of times. Just a side note a little, if you hear a thunderstorm, I'm sorry about that, but there is a big storm coming towards us, and I really need to get this recorded, so I'm sorry if you can hear any thunderstorms. I have only a couple of minutes before the build ends, so hopefully there are not going to be any, but if there are, sorry about that. I went a little nuts here with like wall decorations and like stuff, and so the color scheme was inspired by the bed, so it's like this peachy color that's kind of common in the entire apartment, and I paired it with blue because that's what it was paired with on the bed. I also used the same desk which came with the pastel pop kit as I used in the living room because I don't know, I felt like it would be a nice like cohesive element. And I'm also adding some rugs, and we are moving on to, I believe, the infant's room. Yes, and it's again this mint color. As I said, I've been obsessed with this color. The bedrooms turned out really cute, but they are a bit narrow, so it was a bit of a fight, a bit of a struggle to figure out how to lay it out, how to work with it, how to fit everything in that I wanted to fit in. So yeah, the screenshots were quite hard to take in this space as well. It's just not ideal, but I made it work somehow. There are everything that your Sims need, but next time I'll remember to make the bedrooms a different shape because this just wasn't great. It wasn't a great experience. I been loving the items that we got with Growing Together for kids, like this like place thing for infants, this tree decoration. So here I went with the color scheme that's a bit more like yellow and green, which was again inspired by the stuff around, but I also wish we got some color swatches of that toy thingy that are a bit more neutral, because I feel like we are kind of missing that. Yeah. And now we are moving on to the last room, which is the room for the toddler. And honestly, I really don't know how I feel about this one. It's just weird. I wasn't sure what to do with it, so I don't like that one. I think, because it's just weird. But it's pink and blue, so I like that at least. Anyway, so that's it. That's almost it for today's video. If you want to download this apartment, you can get it on the gallery. My ID is michaelasimsyt, or you can get the tray files in the description box below, as always, on my Ko-fi page. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It would really mean a lot to me, and you will never miss a build that I post. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, for spending the time with me here during this video. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling.